Hey everyone, so today I had more training this morning, and in between I had an interview. I also have to, when you're applying for jobs here, you have to track your applications. So what I do is I create like a spreadsheet, and on that I keep a note of the companies I applied to, and if it's possible, I follow up with a phone call and I leave a message. Sometimes they do call me back, which is good. Other times they don't, and sometimes you can't, like they just don't want people calling. So that takes the first part of my morning. Then in the afternoon I had training, and you can see how difficult it is to get a job. And I'm using Indeed to apply for my jobs. I use Indeed and LinkedIn. With LinkedIn as well, they only give you a certain amount of free jobs you can apply to, where you can click the easy apply. Most of them I have to go onto the company site and submit my resume. And if you're applying in non-profits, with the non-profits, some of them want you to do a cover letter as well. So it all takes a lot of time, as you can imagine. And then I have to report now because I'm registered with the Career Foundation. On top of all that, which I was doing anyway, I now have to report to the Career Foundation which jobs I've applied to, what job strategies I'm using, and what I'm doing basically with my days. In addition to that, because of not having enough finances and this job loss not being my own, I also have to report to Ontario Works now because my application went through. But even that's not enough. I'm only going to get $700 a month from that. And then they're going to assign my case to a social worker. So on top of meeting with my representative from Career Foundation, I have more pressure. I have to meet with a social worker. So my file will be sent to them, and then they will coordinate with me and tell me how often I have to meet with them and what I have to do and what updates to give me and to give them. So this application process was very complicated. So I told you guys that I didn't get that notification the first time of what documentation they needed from me. So the second time I applied, I did get a notification to say log into your account, and I checked it. And then they had somebody call me. I had to get copies of all my bank accounts. I had to send a one-page bank account of all my accounts from the bank. So I did that. And then I couldn't get into one of my other accounts, so I had to send screenshots of that. I had to send copies of proof of citizenship, so my citizenship card, my passport. I had to send proof of my income for the last year and my last pay stub from Teleperformance. So I had to download that from the site that it's saved on. And I also had to send proof of income of working at the elections. So you can see what a lot of work you have to do when you lose your job. So that's why I keep sending out my link to get donations and to get help, because your job search takes up your whole life. And then you also have to have your interviews, follow up on your interviews, make a note, track the date and time of your interviews when you had them. So to help me, the tools that I use my calendar of my email. I use that to keep a track of my interviews and my appointments. And sometimes the technology doesn't work properly. So twice now I've logged into a Teams meeting, and when I go and I wait there 2 or 3 minutes earlier, there's no one there. So then I have to go out and go back in again, and then it works. So that's just to show you how much work you have to put in. And yes, I know all these things are supposedly supposed to support you, but they don't. They add even more pressure on you, because now you got to think about meeting with your career counselor, meeting with your social worker, tracking all your job applications, following up on them on top of that. And then, it's like a never-ending nightmare. All why? Losing a job through no fault of my own. And there's no loyalty from the companies. The companies don't call you back. When they have an opportunity, when they're a startup, it was different. Then they call you and say, oh no, we need you. We're just going to keep you on the books. And as soon as we have something, we're going to call you. Within 7 days, you're back on the job. Now everything's changed because why? It's an employer's market. Because many people are out of work. Many people are looking, so it doesn't matter how good you are, what a fantastic job you did. They don't care because they know you're a dime a dozen. So anyway, that's what I did today. And yeah, I don't like it. I don't like all this pressure, having to meet with a career counselor, and now I'm going to have to meet with a social worker. It's like it's too much pressure. It would be so much easier if they just implemented a basic income where they gave people enough to cover the costs. In Toronto, rents are $3,000. Then you have to get insurance on top of that, plus food, plus transit, plus, like me, I've got HRPA dues. You've got to renew those. And I've never had any support since I've come to this country. I have to pay for those myself. So yeah, that's all I can say is it's a pain. And if you don't have your faith, Hokoyo, you'll end up becoming depressed, you'll give up, you'll be like, lots of people have decided, they're just like, I don't care, I'm not looking anymore. I just stay at home. But they're lucky, they got people who care about them that they can go and move in with and stay with them. So, unfortunately for me, I don't have that. So I just have to take it one day at a time and do it. And then once I start working, it doesn't end there. The pain doesn't end there. Once I start working and I get my job, I have to send my pay stub in to prove that I'm working. And I still have to meet with my career counselor for a whole year after that. I have to send in quarterly pay stubs. All why? Through no fault of my own. I'm telling you, I hate it. And then on top of that, people want to tell me that they don't want to help me. You don't want to help me, there's nothing I can do. But I'm very grateful for the ones who do help financially.